Speaking of NBA front offices and ownership groups, our next guest is a co-owner of the Atlanta Hawks. He has also written a book, Living with the Monks, What Turning Off My Phone Taught Me About Happiness, Gratitude, and Focus. Jesse Itzler joining us here on the show, New York Times best-selling author and, again, co-owner of the Atlanta Hawks. Jesse, good morning.
DA, good to hear your voice, man.
It is good to have you here on the show. First question, should Brian Colangelo have turned off his phone?
Oh, man. Or maybe social media.
Yeah. You got to just disconnect that app from your phone, right?
Yeah, no, I've been following that. And
what'd you think? What do you think about that story?
I don't know all the nuances of it. I've gotten to know Brian a little bit. I really like him. I love what the Sixers have done, but I really haven't been following it close enough to comment on it.
Okay, well, I'm going to fill you in right now then. You're one of the co-owners in the NBA, and one of your general manager opens up 5 burner Twitter accounts and uses them to leak stories to the media that he wants told, or also anonymously bash his players that he might be wanting to trade, push out the door, what have you. If you find out your GM is opening Twitter accounts to do that type of stuff, do you got to get rid of them?
I would ask a lot of questions around it and really understand it in detail and get to the bottom of it before I made any kind of decision like that. But it certainly warrants, raises an eyebrow.
Let me ask you, do you guys, I don't know if in your position, but do you have people that do monitor employees' Twitter and social media actions? Because there are so many things that can go wrong in terms of hurting your brand, or especially in a place like the NBA, everything is so competitive and there's so much media attention on it. Do you have to monitor employees' social media action?
That's a really good question. I don't know to be honest, I don't know what our policy is around that. I know that our social media, from the Hawks' perspective, I love the voice and narrative of our social media and our brand. It's quirky. It's eclectic. It's different than a lot of the other professional sports franchises. Are just the tone that we take. But as far as monitoring, I really don't know what our policy is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the Atlanta Hawks.
I think this is
the Atlanta Hawks Twitter account. Yeah, well, the Atlanta Hawks Twitter account has become one of the best Twitter accounts, one of the most publicized in all of sports, and it can also show you the value of doing it. I mean, your Twitter account and your Twitter people that do that, the social media people, have become rock stars, and now all across the NBA and other teams are going, we want to be like the Hawks. So it can be of huge value to you in today's day and age. How do you guys look at it in terms of your value?
Oh, tremendous. I mean, our feed has a personality to it. It has an edge to it. It has a swagger to it. I think we kind of ripped up the playbook and said, if no one told you how to have a Twitter account, from the perspective of a professional sports team, how would you do it? And when you do that, you're guaranteed to get different results. And we're reaping the benefit of those results,
Yeah, Jesse Itzler joins us, one of the owners of the Atlanta Hawks. Now, you've got a new book out, and you've lived this amazing life. I mean, if I just ripped off your bio, not only owning one of the NBA teams, which is amazing, but you've been a songwriter, you're a book writer, you're a co-owner of major corporations, a partner in Zico Coconut Water, which I love, co-founder of Marquise Jet, one of the largest private jet card companies in the world. So you have done it all. You have seen a lot. And with your book, you're saying you turned off your phone, and it taught you a lot. We could all learn a lesson here. What encouraged you? What motivated you to turn off the phone?
Well, you know what? Thanks for the introduction and a little bit about my resume. But living with the monks was part of part of my life resume. I'm a big believer in creating experiences and collecting moments, and not to de-emphasize the importance of a traditional resume, but what makes me tick is building my life resume. And I felt like this was actually a follow-up to a book I had called Living with a SEAL, where a Navy SEAL came and lived with my family and myself for 31 days. And this is just part of my journey on trying to, here I am, I'm turning 50. I feel like I'm in the second chapter, maybe third, I don't know. the average American lives to be 78. So if I had 28 more years left, if I was average, like I'm trying to put as many experiences on my plate as possible. And when I felt myself being a little bit distracted from 4 kids that I have, social media, as we just talked about, etc., I just decided to give myself an adult timeout and take it to an extreme. I went to the spiritual masters, and I lived on a monastery for 15 days with 8 monks, and 4 of which had been there for 50 years. And it was just an amazing experience.
So tell me, coming out of that experience, what's a healthy amount to use your phone? Because sometimes I feel, oh, you know what, DA, put this thing down. It's mesmerizing you. It's distracting you. It's making you feel things that you don't need to be feeling right now. What's healthy now for you when you came out of that experience?
Well, what's interesting is when I came out of the experience, I realized, everybody asked me, what'd you miss the most? Like I couldn't watch the Final Four. I sacrificed all these things I loved, but I didn't miss any of that. And one thing I definitely did not miss, because no one asked me, what didn't you miss? What I didn't miss, which rose to the top, was my phone. I didn't miss hitting the like button or checking my, Instagram or any of the feeds or anything like that. And to me, phones are amazing, and they provide access, obviously, but they can also be, tremendously addicting, as we all find. So I don't know what the right amount of time is, but I started putting certain parameters around my phone. For example, I wouldn't take my phone to the movie theater. I don't leave my phone in my room when I go to bed. There's no phone at the dinner table. And those are all things that I was doing prior. So just those little shifts just allowed me to be super present in really important moments in my house.
You're in New York.
The phone was stripping me of amazing, like intimate, like private moments with my family under my own roof.
Yeah, I think we all feel that way a lot, too. Those are really wise words and things that we should keep in mind. You're a New York kid, and, for somebody that once wrote, Go New York, Go New York, Go, which was an anthem in the early 90s for the Knicks, we need to have you here in studio. So, Jesse, next time you're in the New York area, I want to talk about this bucket list. I want to talk about your life goals, all these really amazing things that you've done and accomplished. I need you here in studio. So let me know when you're in the New York area, you're coming back around, and we'll have you in studio to do this.
I'd love to do it. I appreciate the invite. I'm going to take you up on it.
Okay, the book is Living with the Monks, What Turning Off My Phone Taught Me About Happiness, Gratitude, and Focus. It's available on Amazon and all other places that books are sold. Jesse Itzler, New York Times bestselling author and co-owner of the Hawks. Jesse, good luck with the book, man. We will talk to you soon, buddy.
Okay, man. I appreciate it.
You got it. Jesse Itzler joining us this morning on the show.